Hello, hello. Let's see if people are gonna join in. Let's tag people here. Let's see. Anyway, Sibongile. Hey, Sibongile, how are you doing, my dear? Since you are there, I'm not gonna keep you waiting. So today I'm going to share with you guys how I confirmed my suspicions that my abuser was sleeping with my little sis. So if you have watched my previous video, I talked about how I suspected, or I did mention that he slept with my little sis. So this is what happened. I left my abuser. When I left, it was a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, my little sis went missing. So initially, we thought that she had gone to my mom's place because my mom was had left my father. They were divorced. So we thought she had gone to my mom's. Then I think I called or somebody called to check where she was and if she was there, and she wasn't. Because first of all, we checked at school, and they said she had not showed up for 2 days, to school. Then we said, oh, maybe she went to my mom's. Went to my mom, and my mom said she hadn't seen her for 2 days. And I was like, what? So I was like, hold on a minute, where could she be? Then I just, for some reason, I kind of figured it out, like, you know what if she's with him? Because I had my suspicions, right? Although I hadn't caught them red-handed. I was like, oh my God, I hope it's not what I'm thinking. So what I did is that I called the gentleman that we were sharing the house with in Eastleigh. And I told him that, my sister had gone missing. Had he seen my sister there? And he was like, promise me that you're not going to tell your abuser that I told you this. And I said, I promise. I won't tell him. And he said, imagine another guy feeling sorry for me. Because that guy, we're sharing the house with him. I don't know how many fights he had to intervene and say, stop, please don't fight, just talk. And he tried everything he could. They were kind of related actually with my abuser. Because his wife, Jemutupo called him brother. So I was like, Murora. So, but the wife wasn't there all the time. She was a teacher. Kumaruzeva. That time you were a white teacher. She temporary teaching those days. Those were the days, 80s. Anyway, so he said, your sister has been coming. Since you left, your sister has been coming. And she comes late at night. They come together. Then she leaves, or she's in the in your bedroom, or maybe, I don't know, because the door is closed. I don't know. But I've seen her a couple of times. I was like, okay. And I was like, okay, so I was right. I didn't say anything. I said, okay, so I need to catch them red-handed, because I know he's gonna say I'm paranoid. Like, he used to call me, I'm crazy, I'm paranoid, I need help, and all that stuff about this issue. So he said, okay, this is what we are going to do. Come after midnight. I'm going to leave the keys under the mat. The mat at the doorstep outside? He said, I'm going to put them under there. And if you come around maybe 1 a.m., that's when they usually get home. Just get the keys, unlock the door, and do what you got to do. I said, fine. Then I told my big sis and my brother, and we went to my sister's house, because my sister lived like a walking distance. I think it was less than 10 minutes from where I lived. So we waited until like 12:30 a.m. Then we walked to, my abuser's place. So the gate was locked, but it was like a short gate, not like those big tall gates. It was locked because Mukwasha, the guy who was giving me access, forgot about unlocking the gate. He forgot about, or maybe he was sleeping because it was like 1 a.m. He did remember to put the keys under the mat like he promised. And let me tell you something that happened that up to now I don't know why. So our neighbor had two big massive dogs, and they used to bark like crazy. Like I would know that there's somebody at our gate because of those dogs. They would bark and bark if somebody was at the gate. But that day, the dogs did not bark. Actually, they came close to our side, where the gate was, but they did not bark. I'm telling you, nothing, no sound, nothing. Because it would have alerted my abuser and my sister that there was somebody at the gate. Maybe he could have gotten curious, like, who is that? Since obviously they were doing, something they were not supposed to be doing. Anyway, so the dogs didn't bark, so we were good. Then my brother jumped over the gate. Then he held my sister and me. So we all, climbed the gate. Then we walked, found the keys, they were there. And I'm like, okay, this is my suspicions are going to be confirmed today. So I unlocked the door. I went straight to our bedroom, and we had a lock. You know those locks you lock from inside? Chuhuri. You know the chuhuri? You lock from inside. So my brother I told him that, it wasn't like a lock, you know what I'm saying? I said he just kicked the door in and the door flying open. Girl, there was my abuser and my little sister. She had just turned 16. Because her birthday was in October. So it must have been. Oh yeah, remember I left in July, right? July, August, September. No, it can't be. It wasn't that long after I left. Anyway, never mind. So there they were in my bed. I used to share with my abuser, butt naked. I don't know whether they were just finished having sex or whatever they were doing. So my brother, obviously seeing that, he went ballistic, my brother. They were, butt naked, and he started beating my abuser. He punched him. I didn't go for my sister because I wanted to, my abuser, I wanted to strangle him. I don't know if I had a gun, honestly, I would have shot him dead, right there, straight away. See, that's why people shoot people, because people push you to the max. Anyway, so I was just taking, whatever I picked from the floor, just flying it to him. My brother was there, and I knew I was safe because my brother was there. My big sister was dealing with my little sister, like, what the fuck? So Sylvia was right all this time. I blamed her. I thought Sylvia was crazy, blah, blah, blah. What are you doing? What are you? It's like she just went off. I think she did punch a little, a few times. Then she realized, like, put your clothes on, because my brother was there and whatever. But my brother didn't care. He was just dealing with this son of a bitch. Beat him up, and I remember, this, whatever, what is this called that attaches your, the tip of the nose and here. I remember it came red. Just hold on, please.
Would you like some more wine, Mike?
Yes, please, darling. He's trying to make me drunk. My husband is just offering me more wine.
So I can take advantage of her.
No, come on. Anyway.
Later on, my dear.
Oh,
I love you.
Thank you. Can you close the door, please? Anyway, so that kind of ripped off and there was blood everywhere. And then after that, my Mukwasha, the guy who gave me access, his keys, did not come out. I think he was like, yeah, Shakuwan and us. Because it was really getting on his nerves, like the way he was treating me, and now he's, shagging my sister, like, what the hell? And it went on and it went on and went on, and everything. The bed was upside down. I remember the TV was broken. The TV was on the dressing table. The TV was broken into half, and the bed was upside down. Blankets, the curtain rail. I think my sister must have pulled that by accident. I don't know what she was doing, trying to get to my little sister. It was chaos. Then we called police. There was a phone in the house, called police. They did come and they took him away. Took my abuser away. And my little sister was taken to Parelinya Hospital, to confirm that they had sex. But apparently he used a condom. So they didn't find, it was evident that she had just had sex, because they can tell, But there was no semen found. So, and he did say to the police he used a condom. So then, so he spent the night there, but they let him go the following day because they said my sister had just turned 16. So in Zimbabwe, that's kind of, I guess that's the legal age where you can shag whoever you want to shag, that kind of thing. Because at first I was thinking, oh my God, I hope they put him away forever. But I was so devastated when I found out that no, because she had just turned 16, they couldn't charge him. And it was, what do you call it? Mutual whatever agreement. He didn't rape her. They agreed. It's something that they agreed on. But that is how I confirmed that my sister was sleeping with my abuser. I know she was 16, right? I keep saying she was 16, she was young. But then again, it's like, I just moved out. And you move in? Like, seriously? So you couldn't wait for me to move out. That's why I was kind of bitter with her for some time, for a long time. And besides that, let me tell you another thing that happened. So after that, right, she went home and, and I had to live with her under the same roof because we're both now living with my father. So, yeah, it was hard. Then, you know what? I talked about my high school sweetheart. That was before I actually got back with my high school sweetheart. Because now I'm remembering. Because after that incident, she came home, we're living under the same roof. And that's when my high school sweetheart called me and said he heard that I came back home and he came to see me. And guess what he did? He asked my little sister was outside, talking to her friends. And he saw her because he knew her and said, oh, is Sylvia there? And she said, yes. And she came to me and said, he's here, he wants to talk to you. And I was like, shit, now my abuser is going to find out that this guy came looking for me. Because now I knew that they were, sleeping together, right? I had evidence. So that's when that incident I talk about, when he came to my workplace after work and he slapped me when I was with my high school sweetheart. It was actually my little sister who told him that, I think they're back together because he came looking for her. So remember, she's the one who told him about me meeting this guy and talking to him and my first beating. And now I'm back home and we are now living under the same roof, and I've now confirmed that she is sleeping with him, right? And she is still spying on me. So, yeah, that's what she did. That's another thing that she did. Anyway, so after that, I went to visit my cousin who lived in Eastleigh the other day. It must have been during the week. Because I had stopped working, I was going to school now. So I went there and my cousins, Mskana Webasa, said, you know what, I saw your sister at the shops with your abuser. I could not believe it. I was like, what? So they're still seeing each other. This is after I found out, right? After I found out that I confirmed that they were sleeping together. I mean, this 16-year-old, right, is doing this. All that fighting, the police getting involved and all that stuff. You would think that she would stop, right? She would say, no, I can't do this to my sister or whatever. No, they kept on seeing each other. So when she told me that, she said actually she had seen her that day. I just went there like to hang out, really. So she was like, if you want, I can come with you. She's probably still there. I was like, okay, let's go. So we went. I know why I went. I wasn't visiting. Take that back. My abuser had picked up our baby, that day because the baby was with me. And he had said he was going to spend a day with him and then he was going to drop him later that day. So I guess when he picked my baby, she was waiting for him somewhere because he had a car. So they all went to my place, my matrimonial place. They went back there with my baby now. So I went with this girl that lived with my cousin, and we went there. The gate wasn't locked. Walked in, and I just said, "Let me peep, through the window before we knock, because you don't want to alert in case they're in the house." Oh, sure enough, I looked by the window and I see my son sitting down. He was only 2 years old. What does he know? Sitting down on the floor eating corn kernels, I think they were called. Do you remember, guys, corn kernels? They'd given him a bowl of corn kernels. He's eating that and they are having sex. So I actually looked and saw my son, but I couldn't really, I knew there was some, because I heard voices, but I wasn't 100% sure whether it was my sister or maybe another woman, which was not going to be a surprise if, it was. Well, I honestly thought there's no way after all that being beaten up and all the police and she had promised me that she was not gonna do it again. She was sorry, apologized, blah, 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 blah. And I think I was in denial because for the second time I believed her that she'll stop. Anyway, so what I did is then I told the girl that accompanied me that, guess what? I hear voices in there, but I'm not sure whether it's my sister. So I started knocking on the window, like, open up, I've come to pick up the baby and whatever. Well, my child wasn't a baby, toddler, but I'll just say baby. So I'm banging on the window. I'm banging. Hey, open up. I know you are in there. I can hear you. You were talking. I can see, my baby sitting down. So what he did is, that lock again. If he was smart enough, he could have put a decent lock on that door, because that's the lock that my brother kicked the door in and it opened. So he opened the back kitchen door, the back door. Opened it. As soon as he opened, I ran to the bedroom. Did the same thing. Kicked the door open and there was my sister again. Oh my God. I mean, what do you do? What do you do? It's my freaking sister again. Despite everything that went down, she is still sleeping with my abuser. We're not even divorced. I just left. Okay, I had just left. So I thought I was going to be mad at her. I wasn't mad. I just went weak. It was like something had been injected in my veins, something to calm me down. I then told the girl that was with me. I said, her name was Aquilin. I said, Aquilin, it's my sister again. Can you believe it? I wasn't mad. I just picked up my baby and left. That's what I did. She thought I was going to beat her up, I was going to be so violent, whatever. Because at that point, honestly, made up my mind that I am done. I am so done with this marriage. I am so done with this man. I am done. But then my sister, it's like, yeah, that really hurt me. People say, oh, you get mad and whatever. You can only, it depends. Second time I was like, okay, maybe they were meant, to be together. I'll just let it be. I mean, if they want to live together, stay together. But I know he was just doing it. It's not like he loved it. He was just doing it to get to me. So, yeah, I left. Then I went home. I told my father. He didn't know what to say. As a parent, what do you say? What do you say? Like, it was hard for me. Obviously, he loved us both. And, they talked to him, to my sister about it. And, yeah, it was hard. It was really, really hard. So I went home and that was it. And then I went to speak to my aunt. We lives close to my father's place. And then she kind of said, you know what? Because I don't think I told them about the first incident. She was like, you know what? Now that you're saying this, I just remember something. There was this lady, her friend, Mom Ryan, told her that, in Kumarokeshe, Kunana Campus Zuma, you used to go to the shops to use the phone because most people didn't have a phone in the house. And one of the ladies had overheard my sister. Like when you call someone at work, you gotta say, oh, may I speak with Sylvia Cooper, right? She was in the line waiting to make a call, and she had my sister. That was before I caught her second time, asking to speak to him because they knew his name, because she was good friends with my aunt, so, she knew his name. So she had told my aunt that, you know what, I was waiting to, and yeah, because they knew what was going on, that I was back home, we were having problems. She probably knew that, she was sleeping with him, because I think that's the reason why she told my aunt that I was at this shop and she was asking to speak to him. So then my aunt said, oh my God, I wish I had said something to you then, but I didn't want to make it worse. I didn't want to hurt you. And I was like, you know what? It wasn't going to change anything, because they are going to be sleeping together or shagging each other, whatever. Maybe they were going to get married. I don't know what they were trying to do. But it didn't last long, because I think he achieved what he wanted to achieve, which was to really, really hurt me. And after that, my relationship with my sister just gotten like, I had to live with her, just imagine. But it wasn't that tight, as it used to be. So yeah, that's how I confirmed my suspicions. So if you guys, if you're married and you have sisters or shiramu, all this belief that, your husband can mess with your sister, like touch their breasts or, oh, you are my wife, don't allow that. Do not allow that, because you're going to end up in a situation as mine, seriously. Even though he wasn't cheating with just my sister, because I have another girl that I found out later in the pictures, photos of other women. So, yeah, like I said in my previous video, that if he had slept with a million women, not my sister, I honestly, I didn't, I wouldn't be that bothered. At that time, I don't think, if I found, when I went second time, if it was somebody else, I think I would have just said, I'm here to pick up my baby and just leave. Kind of what I did, but, I did say to my sister, like, it's you again, for real? And she just, my sister was someone who was very very cold. No emotion, nothing. Just sits there like, so what? And she just looked at me like, so what are you gonna do? So she didn't respond, she didn't say anything, and I just left. But she did come home that day. She came home, and I'd already told my father that, I went and she was there again. So I think after that, it didn't last long because I don't remember. Because at that moment, I just said to myself, okay, I guess, he likes her better than me. Okay, if he's happy with my sister, then I'll just let it go. That's what I was thinking. I had stuff going on for me. I was back with my high school sweetheart. I was actually living what I should have done after, like going out, and because I never experienced it. As soon as I finished all levels, I got pregnant. So I never had a chance to actually go out and enjoy myself. So at that time, I started, going out and I actually just said to myself, well, I even said to my father, if she wants to go, let her go, I'm fine. And, people, no, we can't do that. That's not cool. And I'm like, no, just let it. I would rather she goes there, and I don't want to live with her here. I think I ended up leaving, actually. Find my own, I had my own place in the end. I was like, I can't do this. I can't keep looking at her every day when I know that, she betrayed me. I know she's 16, but hey, to do it three times, 4 times, must have been good, man. Even if you're 16 years old, you should have some, a head above your shoulders. You know what I'm saying? Like, to say, this is my sister, I can't keep doing this to my sister. I'm hurting my sister. She didn't have the decency to even feel sorry for me. So I was like, oh my God. So, yep. Does anybody want to join in? Do you have anything to share? Peshi, Abigail, Ramwi, do you know anyone who experienced something like this? Your neighbor? Or what about Kudzi Chick? Paida, Eva, or Eva? Do you want to join in my live? Maybe just to comment on what I just talked about, how I found out that my abuser was actually sleeping with my little sister. What about Mamoy Wabantu, Lucinda, Sarah? Nobody wants to join in? What do you think, guys? Do you think 16 years was too young? Or should we blame her? Or do you think, she was young, it's his fault? No, nobody wants to join in. Anyway, that's all I have to say today. You're at work. Oh, okay. Yeah, so, that's what happened. I'm gonna be, like I said, I'll be telling you bits and pieces of everything that happened to me with this guy. And, yep. All right, then. I guess I will say goodbye for now. We'll do this again. Thanks for watching. Bye.